All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. Welcome back. All right, so Finance Friday is going to be today. Today's Saturday, because what happened was I was going to film a video, but me and Open Boosters got busy deeking around at GP Orlando and doing some other stuff. So I'm sorry that I didn't post a video until today. Today's Saturday, but it's still a Finance Friday video. But real quick before I start, we actually got a lot of submissions for the essay contest I posted. Remember, this is, so real quick, I'm going to be actually putting a landing page when I get back from GP Orlando, which will have all the videos and information that I post for the essay contest. So it's kind of a reference. But for now, again, go to VintageMagic.com, go to Contact Us, and just say that you're interested. What's going to happen is I'm then going to email you from that email you send me, and I will give you more instructions. This way, I don't give my email out publicly on YouTube, which doesn't really matter. I don't know how that works, but I figure it'd be better to just do it this way. So look out for an email from me in the next few days as I get settled from GP Orlando, probably three to 4 days at the latest. And I also have a landing page ready. But there's been like over 100 submissions or so for this essay contest already. And some of you guys actually wrote the essay, which is incredible. And that's awesome. Remember, you will only get one submission. So make sure it's fully edited exactly the way you want it. I was also asked, is this for anywhere around the world? Yes. It could be anywhere around the world. I don't care if you live in Antarctica. I don't care if you live in Greenland. You can be flown to a Grand Prix or Orlando if you win. It doesn't really matter about that. All right? So please keep that in mind. All right. So for Finance Fridays, for this Finance Friday, I want to talk to you guys about something interesting. I was posed a very interesting question about, like, you know, I did this recent video about the why people that have an Alpha Black Lotus of a high grade, why those people will not be selling if there's some type of recession, and why those people even sell at all. But a lot of you guys asked the question, well, Dan, you never really talk about the people that are who can't really afford that kind of stuff. You know, I'm not trying to put it in a bad way, but more like people that are, making not very much money here, right? We're talking about people that are just kind of getting by, starting out their investing for old school Magic, probably, even just buying regular Magic stuff. Where's opportunities to put my money in when you're starting out? So I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I thought about this quite a bit, and the problem with buying into older cards, when you're making, let's start off a baseline, like $30,000 a year. Okay, $30,000 a year. That's about 15 bucks an hour for you, those of you guys calculating. So think about this. If you are renting an apartment and you have a car loan and you have credit card bills, or you're buying other stuff, you're paying off college tuition, $30,000 a year is not a lot of money in general. Now, let's say you up that to $60,000, which is actually probably more of a realistic price, a starting wage for someone with a college degree starting out at a job these days. Now, probably 50, 45 is probably pretty normal, but 60 is, median range. But the reality is, if you do all this simple math on rent, let's say it's like $1,500 to $1,000 depending on where you live, you look at food, insurance, investing in Magic when you're at that kind of level, you got to be very, very careful. And I'm not talking about the fact that the prices are high and there's volatility risk. I think there's a bullish and a long-term trend for a lot of these cards. But the problem is your personal life, and I've talked about this quite a bit before, if you don't think about your personal life first, you're going to be struggling really hard. Hold on a second, let me just check the camera real quick. All right, cool, it's running. So that's the problem, is that in your personal life, if you do not have your finances together, you are going to struggle hard. And what ends up happening is, I've seen this happen a lot. People use their credit card, and you've seen on Rudy's videos too. People resell their collections back to Rudy, what they bought it from him for. Or actually take a transaction loss. And transaction loss is a key element. If you end up buying collectibles in Magic, and then you take a transaction loss of 15, 20%, whatever, selling it back on eBay, and also the item may have not gone up fast enough to grow, then you end up losing, double-digit percentages for no reason. Now, you're probably asking, well, Dan, why is it when I bought these items, they don't just go up like crazy instantly? That's not how it works. Now, obviously, you might get lucky. You might get lucky with some buyouts, some growth in Power 9, some reserve list cards. And you might get lucky on terms of like the timing of the day of an auction, or maybe someone wants to buy it for a certain price. That does happen. But the problem with all of this is that a lot of people don't have enough appetite to hold a card for cards in general, so then they have to pay off their credit card bill, pay off personal finances, and then life gets in the way. So this is probably the #1 reason why I recommend having some savings already in your personal life before you begin any Magic the Gathering investing. And that's probably also why I don't really talk a lot about, like what kind of cards. Now, let's make some assumptions, because it is a good question. If you do have, let's say, your personal life together, and you have, $50,000, or I mean, that's quite a bit actually. Let's say you have $30,000, $20,000, okay, of money that you are setting aside, not for your house, but money you're going to use for investing. Meaning, if it goes to zero, you're okay with it. Meaning, if you buy Bitcoin, and because Bitcoin's going to go to zero one day, in my opinion, that will basically go away. You are happy with it going away. You go to the craps table, you put $20,000 on red or black, red or black, on the pass line, and you pretty much crap out. You're okay with losing that money. And I mean that. So if you're okay with that, this is my suggestion. At the $20,000 level, even $10,000, $20,000 level, let's just around range, I really think there's an opportunity still to divvy this up in a little different ways. I don't think sealed product is a good play when you're not cash rich. Main reason why is because if your principal's low, you want more growth, right? I feel like a lot of you guys are pretty young, 30s, 20s even. You've contacted me right out of college. There are also some 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. But in general, I would recommend buying single cards collections, and I'm looking at particularly large ranges of dual lands, reserve list cards, alpha, beta commons, and uncommons, even some alpha rares. Just cards are playables. People that will want them, they're tradable. But I would only look primarily for reserve list cards. Now, I am not telling you to go off and be the guy who's buying the revised Gia's Lieges. And I'm not saying go do that. I'm saying go and buy things that are reasonable, things that people will actually use and play. And also it's reserve list. You have that type of understanding. So it's very important you buy something with a solid opportunity for you to grow. Now, some of you guys have asked the question, well, isn't the market gone up way too high and this stuff's just going to tank now? Well, if you think that, then you can just not watch this video and just quit and watch something else. Watch Jenna Marbles talk about nothing, and she just jokes around all the time. If you're watching this channel, you've probably seen me talk about this and rant about this, but you have to have a risk for appetite. You have to have a appetite for risk. Risk for appetite. That's funny. If you have no appetite for risk and you're not willing to invest your money, you're not going to get wealthy. That's just the way it works. If you're not willing to put money out on the table, if you're not willing to bet on something, invest in something. Invest in yourself, right? Invest in your company. Invest in something, stocks, whatever, real estate. You're not going to make more money. You're only going to make the paycheck that you make right now, the $60,000, the $30,000, whatever dollars a year. You're going to be basically paying rent the rest of your life, saving up for a house, But even then, if you have no risk for appetite, you won't even be saving up for a house because you don't believe in it. You have to have a risk for appetite. Why do I keep saying that? For the love of, hold on a second. Sorry, I'm freaking tired or something. Hold on a second. Appetite for risk. Appetite for risk. That's what I mean. So, I really feel in response to everybody that's asked about this type of budget range, you have to look at smaller principal items to go for. Now, I have been asked the question, well, Dan, why don't I just buy a $20,000 card? Okay, I like this question. The thing with that is, most of you guys, when you buy a high-end card with like a Beta Lotus, let's say a 9, I like it. But most of you guys at this level are not willing to hold the card long enough so it then goes up to another range and then you sell it maybe. That's the problem. That is the #1 problem with this type of investing. You do not hold the cards long enough and then you end up selling it because you think you made like 10 grand. Let's say it goes 10 grand and you bought it for 20 grand, like a Beta Lotus. Are you gonna go sell it? That's the other problem, is people that are successful don't just sell instantly when there's a profit. That's another thing I look for, is that are you able to add to the portfolio? I know it might sound crazy, but 20 grand is not going to cut it. You're going to have to get to higher levels, 100K. You're going to have to keep working, keep investing in all your life to continue making money. It's not just going to be a quick get-rich-quick scheme. It's not going to be one of those things like, oh, I'm just going to make it one day, get all these cards, make a lot of money. It doesn't work that way in the real world. So that is why when you just buy one big card, it's also very difficult because a lot of people end up selling it anyway. Do you have the patience? Do you have the discipline to basically withstand the test of going ups and downs, up and down, up and down? There's going to be changes in the market, and you cannot let your emotions affect you. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is GP Orlando. It is humid as shit here. I don't know how anybody lives in the humidity. It's hot. Epcot Center is right behind me. That circle, that is not the Chaos Orb. I swear to God, guys, I'm burning my ass off. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm standing in the burning sun, dying for you guys because I love you guys. All right. Those of you guys who meet me at GP Orlando, I hope you can see you guys today. Rudy from Alpha Investments is coming out this morning. This morning, and we're also going to be meeting with Open Boosters, Edwin the Engineer. Hopefully we'll have some content for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And remember, essay contest, keep them coming. I will send an update via email to everybody that sends a message on vintagemagic.com. Contact us. I will reply back to everybody with instructions and make a landing page for this when I get back from GP Orlando. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.